Back in the golden ages of MMORPGs, we were addicted to complexity, danger, and discovery. Games like EverQuest, Lineage II, and RuneScape weren't afraid to overwhelm us. They gave us endless systems, brutal difficulty, and that sweet satisfaction when all of the grinding finally paid off. Today, many MMOs have become streamlined, too safe, too simplified. But if you've been missing that old school complexity, that challenge where every choice matters, there's a place where that spirit is alive and thriving. That place is Path of Exile. And today, I'll explain why Path of Exile has become a true home for all the MMORPG players, why it feels like stepping back into the worlds we've loved, but with a dark and modern twist. All the MMORPGs weren't afraid to make their worlds hostile. EverQuest's Norath was filled with zones that could kill you instantly. RuneScape's wilderness made every step dangerous. Exploration wasn't just sightseeing, it was survival. Path of Exile's Rayclast captures that perfectly. It's a grim, brutal continent where every new act throws something deadlier at you. The world doesn't welcome you. It spits you out on a beach as an exile, and from that moment on, you fight tooth and nail for every inch of progress. And just like in old MMOs, exploration pays off. Hidden dungeons, corrupted zones, endgame maps, every new area is a risk, but it can also hold an incredible rewards. That feeling of pushing deeper into the unknown lands is the same thrill we used to get wandering into the high-level zones in Lineage II or stumbling upon hidden quest chains in WoW Vanilla. Remember when MMOs gave you real choices for your character? In Ultima Online, your skill training defined you. In Guild Wars 1, the mix of skills you brought to the battle completely changed your playstyle. Path of Exile takes that philosophy to the extreme. The passive skill tree is a web of thousands of choices, and your path through it defines your character's identity. Do you want to become an unkillable juggernaut? A class cannon mage? A trapper who fills the screen with chaos? Every node, every gem, every ascendancy matters. This is what old MMORPG players love. Modern MMOs often lock you into simple talent trees or even pre-made builds, but Path of Exile gives you that freedom to carve your own destiny. Just like in the days when a single stat point in EverQuest or Lineage II could make or break your build. Back in the day, MMORPGs were complicated. You didn't just play the game, you studied it. You learned crafting recipes in Ultima Online, farming strategies in RuneScape, or raid mechanics in EverQuest. Path of Exile lives and breathes complexity. Its crafting system is one of the deepest in gaming. Instead of gold, you trade with dozens of different currency items, each with unique uses. Chaos orbs, exalted orbs, divine orbs. Just like old MMOs, even the economy becomes part of the adventure. And the sheer number of systems, mapping, delve, blight, haste, betrayal, harvest, expedition, it feels like expansions stacked on top of expansions. The same way WoW or EverQuest kept layering more content into their worlds. For MMO veterans, this isn't overwhelming, this is exciting, and it feels like home. Modern MMOs have gotten safer. Dying usually means nothing more than a repair bill, but older MMORPGs, they made you sweat. In EverQuest, losing XP could set you back hours. In RuneScape, one mistake in the wilderness could mean losing everything. Path of Exile embraces that same brutality, especially in hard code mode, where death is permanent. One wrong move and your character is gone forever. Even in standard play, bosses hit hard, enemies swarm you, and without planning, you crumble. This is exactly the type of challenge old MMO players crave. Victory isn't handed to you, it's earned. Every level, every rare drop, every survival against impossible odds carries weight. In MMOs, loot was the holy grail. You camped a dragon in EverQuest for days. You farmed the same boss in WoW or RuneScape 100 times just for a chance at that one drop. Path of Exile captures that same loop, but amplifies it. Every map, every boss, every chest has the potential to shower you in rare wood. But the deeper you go, the more modifiers you stack onto your mobs, the greater the risk. It's the same thrill as venturing into RuneScape's wilderness or tracking high-risk raids in Lineage II. When the loot finally rains down, a Mirror of Kalandra, a powerful unique, a perfect crafted weapon, it feels just like those MMO milestones of old. You remember those moments forever. Path of Exile embraces that philosophy with its endgame. Once you finish the story, you enter the Atlas of Worlds, an endless mapping system that grows more challenging the deeper you push. And to that, the rotating leagues, each bringing new mechanics, and you have an MMO style treadmill that never runs dry. For old MMO players, this is the comfort zone. It's not about reaching an end, it's about living in the grind. One of the pillars of MMORPGs was the community-driven economy. In RuneScape, players haggled in Varrock Square. In Lineage II, trade shops filled the entire cities. Path of Exile mirrors this with its barter system. There's no auction house. Players trade directly, negotiating deals with their stash of orbs. The economy is alive, shifting constantly, just like the bustling marketplaces of old MMOs. And just like in those games, community knowledge is king. Veteran players share build guides, farming routes, and strategies, just as guild forums and fan sites used to go for EverQuest and WoW. That social glue is what makes RuneScape feel like true MMORPG world. What do MMO players always talk about? The stories. The time their guild finally killed Ragnaros. The time they lost everything in RuneScape. The crazy PvP siege in Lineage II. Path of Exile creates those same memories. Players still talk about their first sharper kill, their most insane loot drop, or the hardcore character that died in Act 10 after weeks of careful play. These became legends, shared memories that live on in the community. Even though PoE isn't an MMO in the traditional sense, it feels like one because the stories we tell are just as powerful. In a world where many MMORPGs have gone soft, Path of Exile keeps the old spirit alive. It gives us danger, depth, an endless grind. It challenges us with complexity, rewards us with legendary wood, and ties it all together with the community-driven economy that feels straight out of the golden age of MMOs. For veterans of EverQuest, RuneScape, Lineage II, Guild Wars 1 and WoW Vanilla, Path of Exile feels like coming home. So, if you've been searching for a game that captures the raw magic of old MMORPGs, look no further. RuneScape is waiting.
This world will be reborn, no matter the cost.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Path of Exile, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.